All right, we've got our material that we just pulled out of the freezer. This stuff's been in the freezer for a few days, so it's good and cold. We got our solvent over here, 99% isopropyl alcohol. We're going to measure the amount of alcohol that we use so that we know how much to expect when we're recapturing it later. So this is a pretty simple process. We know the exact amounts that happen to work for our process, and that happens to be 3 gallons of alcohol total. We're putting in 2 quarts at a time. So that was 2 quarts of alcohol that just went in. We're going to count up to 10 quarts total, or 5 bowls full, I guess we'll call it. So the reason we've got this stuff frozen and as cold as possible is because when we go to filter this stuff, the colder it is, the more chlorophyll and wax and things that we consider to be contaminants when we're making cannabis soil. We're going to cause those things to stick together a little bit more, or cling together because they're cold. If you can imagine wax, when it's warm versus it's being cold, it sticks together a lot more when it's cold. So when you run that through a filter, you're going to get a lot more of it out. Adding this simple step to the process by freezing the solvent and freezing the material, we've learned has increased our quality by 10% and our quantity by 25%. So Aaron's going to go ahead and start mixing this. We're going to mix it for 5 minutes total. We're going to put a clock on it, so to speak, a stopwatch, and we're going to do it pretty much to the second. 5 minutes is an adequate wash. Any more seems to just give us more wax and more chlorophyll and more of the stuff that we don't want. Now we will be doing a second rinse on this, and we'll get to that in the next video. So once again, we've added frozen solvent, frozen material to our bucket here, a stainless steel pot. We're using an electric grill, and I know that there's already going to be comments about, oh my God, that's alcohol in an electric grill, you could blow up. Well, whatever. It's just not true. We've been doing this for years. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. We got a closed system. We're not going to allow the vapors to escape off. We've got good ventilation here in my kitchen. We used to do all of our cooking outside, but with the proper tools, equipment, and a little of common sense goes a long way. There's no reason why you can't make cannabis oil with a still or a closed system inside. We just need to apply a little bit of common sense and be safe. So we'll step back in just a little bit when we're doing our second rinse, and we'll show you what that's all about.